depends on what you do today. A very good afternoon. I am here to present my views on the topic. Transformation of agri-food systems for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Food is the problem. Food is the solution. When we observe the entire food system from farm to fork, we realize that what we eat and how we produce shapes the face of the entire planet and the society like no other human activity. Food is a solution because this sector is responsible for the contribution of 1/3 of the working population, feeding the whole world population, more food availability per capita, and it is related to 9 out of 17 Sustainable Development Goals directly. Food is also a problem because this sector is responsible for 800 million people who are starving, 2 billion people who are obese, 1 out of 3 are malnutrition, 52% of the arable soils are degraded, 70% of the biodiversity loss is due to agri-food sector, and 1/3 of the greenhouse gas emission is stemming from the agri-food sector. This clearly emphasizes how food sector has an enormous impact on both people and the planet. And here comes the need of the basic fundamental principles of the sustainable agriculture. That is, the economic, ecological and the social sustainability, which can be achieved by implementing the holistic farming approaches to enhance the soil health, conserves the moisture, improves the biodiversity, maintain the farm resilience, and thereby meeting the needs of the present generation without affecting the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. And this is called sustainable development. And here comes the concept of the Sustainable Development Goals on this basic ethical line of moral responsibility. The 17 interlinked objectives designed to serve as a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity of the present and the future generation of the people by the UN in 2050. Now let's know what do we mean by agri-food system. It is the food supply chain from the producers to the consumers, encompassing the primary agricultural production of food and the non-food products, including the non-agricultural origin till the final consumption or the disposal. So in order to achieve the sustainability, the vision of transformation in the agri-food system is based on the 5 thematic areas in order to achieve an inclusive, nutritious and healthy, climate-smart, sustainable, business-friendly and a productive agri-food system. Starting from the Green Revolution till the concept of the International Year of Millets, testing the adulterated milk just by dipping a strip, till the concept of sexed semen, where you can produce only the female calf through artificial insemination, using the concept of the specific bandwidth of the light to increase the biomass and tolerance to the biotic and abiotic stress. From the concept of real-time monitoring of the cold storage till agrivoltaics, where the focus is given to maximizing the potential of both agriculture and solar power. Through these, transformation is not something new to us, but the core discussion of today's topic is achieving the transformation in leaps and bounds along with the sustainable development. So, how do we achieve this transformation, or what is the need of this? When we observe from the macroeconomic point of view, we realize that seemingly cheap food is made enormously expensive, because the scientists have calculated that in the global food sector, nearly $20 trillion is hidden in the environmental health and the poverty-related costs. And due to unsustainable practices of agriculture, we are paying almost 4 times at the end. First at the cash counter, second when we pay the taxes to pay the subsidies back, and third in the form of health bills for food-related health issues. And finally, when we pass on this huge bill to the future generation, this could be a devastating in the long run. Hence, there is a need of transformation in the agri-food system for sustainable development. Then what are we focusing through this transformation? There is a shift of focus from food security to the nutritional security. Not just the production, even the processing, storage and transportation also plays a key role. Consumers' food losses are also given a critical importance, and gender has a key role in agriculture. So in order, overall view, what is the transformation in agri-food system and what is the need of sustainable development, how these concepts are interlinked is clearly defined. Now, how do we achieve this transformation? First, by identifying the lacuna. Second, giving a scientific approach to fix this lacuna. We have to identify the disruptions to the food system and also the external factors which are affecting the food system. Each food system system is unique and we have to identify the lacuna specifically. In general, coming to the production sector, there is an increase in heat and water stress pest diseases, decrease in the yield and nutritional value. In storage, increase in pathogen mycotoxin food waste. In marketing, there is an increase in food price, decrease in food availability. And in the consumption sector, there is a decrease in intestinal nutrient absorption and increase in nutritional needs. These lacuna must be identified. Now, let's give a scientific approach to fix this lacuna. First and foremost, invest in agricultural research and development to produce more nutrition with less cost. India was successful in launching Chandrayaan 3 onto the moon as a result of the investment of 615 crores. Similarly, even in this sector, it requires a lot of attention, focus and investment in order to carry out the research on various aspects. Next, implementing the outcomes coming from the research and development on a large scale in order to have an impact on sustainable development goals. To name a few, hydroponics, aeroponics, precision agriculture, robotics in agriculture, biofortified crops, these are proved to be some of the groundbreaking technology in order to achieve sustainability. Empowerment of women in agriculture. Of course, the gender equity is main in sustainable development, but looking into the scenario of India, with more resources, women farmers can boost the total farm output in the developing countries by 2.5 to 4% and feed 100 to 150 million more people globally. So, we have to pay an attention for making women a transition from laborers to the decision makers. We have to formulate the policy enabling environments that facilitate the transition and focus them from moving from the municipal to the global level. We have to fix the fundamentals such as marketing, infrastructure and also the trade. We have to pay an individual approach for individual levels of the agri-food system. That is the methodological approach, theoretical approach and the practical approach. For example, if I take an example of reaching the food to the plates of the consumer, the theoretical approach would be it should contain a balanced diet. What would be the practical approach? We have to enhance the biofortification. Through this individual approach, we can bring a transformation in sustainable manner. Now, let's look into the role of agricultural education. It's very crucial because creating the knowledge-based human resource who can identify the lacuna and fix this lacuna on a scientific base is impossible without a mere introduction of education to them, and it's possible only through agricultural education. It also creates awareness among the consumers that the food what they eat can either be the powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. It enlightens the farmer to take up the sustainable practices of agriculture. It also helps the government accountable and work on tackle the weakest modes of the system. Overall, we know that sustainable development provides an enough opportunity for the environmental protection, economic development, social equity and the long-term benefits. But at the same time, when we focus on its limitations, its higher cost, limited availability of resources, cultural and social barriers, and yes, of course, it's a slow process. But I would like to remind you, change is inevitable, but transformation is by conscious choice and we have opted for it, so let's work on it. Finally, I would like to emphasize that not just the government or policies or institutions are playing the key role in this transformation. This starts within us because the beauty of this food sector is it is inclusive. We are all a part of this food system. Each step, one new mindset can make a difference. The offer is just aligning to what the demand is asking for. And the demand is made out of who? It's made out of us, all of us and each of us. So let's make a demand which is a sustainable one, because we are aiming at a transformation not in the incremental phase, but a transformation in leaps and bounds along with sustainability. Vote with your fork. Thank you.